Hello again, students. Welcome to another edition of www.sketchup.com free. We're going to make the ever-challenging pegboard base, and without further ado, let's begin. Move up to the upper right corner, select the icon of the person, and select My Apps. My Products, and your objective is to get to the SketchUp Freemium or SketchUp Free for the web, and you'll see this familiar logo. Don't forget to start by creating new, simple template, feet and inches. Move to the right. You'll see the second tool up and select decimals. Precision, leave it as the default. Highlight and change the snap interval to 0.125 and enter to lock it in. Select the lady, hit delete to remove her. Move back to the right and see the scenes tab. You want to make sure you're modeling in parallel projection. Select the face of this house to get a front view. Down at the bottom left, you'll see the pan tools, the second tool on the very bottom. And then you're going to move that origin down and to the left. Begin with a rectangle starting at the origin. Click and pull and drag and enter the dimensions 7.875, and then use a comma and then enter 5 and then enter on the keypad. Don't be alarmed. Just zoom in. And at this point, I'm going to use the pencil tool to create guidelines that will help me place all of the shapes exactly where I want them to be. Start in the lower left, select endpoint, and then move your cursor up the y-axis until you look down in the lower right and you see the length 1. And then you want to click once, click twice, and then draw your line all the way across. Then you return to that lower left corner, click, move your cursor up the y-axis until you look down at the lower left and you'll see length and you see 1.5. It should snap to that length. Click once, click twice, and drag across to the right. In a third line, you're going to select the endpoint at the lower left, click, push your pencil up that y-axis until you see 2 at the length in the bottom right. When you see 2, and it snaps into position, then you click once, click twice, and draw all the way across your shape. Now I'm going to go to the upper left corner. I'm going to select that upper left endpoint, and I'm going to pull down the y-axis until I see a 1 in the length box. There it is, 1. And then I click once, click twice, drag across all the way across your rectangular shape. Return to that upper left corner, select, pull down the y-axis until you get to the 1.5 length, select once, select twice, drag across. And then I'm going to, again, select the corner, pull down until I see a 2 in the length box, click, click, and drag across. That double click is very important. Now I'm going to use the bottom left corner again to find the midpoint of my shape. So I'm going to click and drag across, and then when I get to the midpoint, you should see a blue line and a pop-up that says midpoint. Click once, click twice, and pull that line all the way up. Actually, that's odd. There we go. All right. The next, I'm going to start at the bottom left corner, click, and drag to the right until I see 1.3750 in the length box. Click once, click twice, drag, and click. Now I'm going to the bottom right, and I'm going to click, drag to the left until I see 1.3750. Click, click twice, and move it up. And there we go. I believe I can make my shapes at this point. To begin, I'm going to go with a circle. So I select the circle tool, and I go right to that midline, select the point you see there, and start to drag your circle, and then you enter 0.5 as the radius and enter key to lock in a 1-inch circle. Move your cursor up to the point you see there. Select, drag, enter 0.5 on the keypad, and then the enter key to lock it in. Now I'm going to make squares. So I'm going to get to the rectangle tool. go to this upper right corner here, click and drag down and to the right, and then use the keypad 1, 1, enter, to lock in a 1.1 inch square. Now I'm going to go to this lower right corner, select, pull my cursor to the left and up, and as I do, I enter 1 on the keypad with a comma, and then another 1, and then an enter key. That locks in a 1 inch square, just where I want it. Now I'm going to the fourth tool down under that rectangle tool is the Polygon tool. Select it, put your polygon off to the side of your shape, and you'll see sides says 6. Use the keypad. You enter 3 on the keypad with an enter key, and that locks it in. And then you want to click once, start to draw, and you'll see a blue line appear in the straight vertical direction. Now, where it says inscribed radius, you want to use 2 divided by 3, 2/3, enter. That makes a 1 inch triangle. Now I'm going to do a second triangle. So go up a little above, click. I'm pulling straight down with that blue line, and I'm going to use, again, a 2/3 on my keypad to lock in a 1 inch triangle. Now I use the select tool to make a marquee rectangle around one of the triangles. I return to the move tool, which is the 4 arrow move tool. Make sure you select it. Move to that upper left corner of that top triangle. Click, press down on your mouse, and then you're going to move that green point right to the endpoint you see there. And now I'm going to, again, use the select tool, make a rectangle around your triangle, use the move tool, don't forget to select it, go to the bottom left corner where you see endpoint, press on that left mouse button, and pull and move that green point right to where you want it. This is the final step now. You're going to use the eraser tool to delete all of the unnecessary lines. I want you to work quickly, but accurately. It's almost like a video game. Put the little circle over the unnecessary lines, click, and delete them one by one. Work your way all the way around. Be very accurate. Put the little circle over the line and then click and delete. See, I'm working my way, exposing only the shapes that I want. Almost there. Now it's time to use the orbit tool to orbit and then return to the push-pull tool. It looks like a rectangular prism with an arrow on it. Make sure you select that tool. Put your cursor over the main part of the profile and you push back, and the dimension that you extrude is, and use the keypad, 0.75, and then use the enter key to lock it in. Now I'm going to select the triangle in each shape one by one. Select it, push it, use the keypad, 0.75 with an enter. Select the triangle, push, 0.75, enter. Select the top circle, push, 0.75, enter. Select the top circle, push, 0.75, enter. Select a square, push, 0.75, enter. Select the final square, click, push, 0.75, enter. And then you're not quite done. You must rotate the base around. Use the arrow select tool to select a shape and hit the delete key 6 times to remove the back side of your cutouts. And then again, return to check to verify that there are cutouts through the entire base. At this point, you can go to the Materials tab on the right. You select the magnifying glass, find your favorite material. I'm picking this dark wood. I Select the color. Select the surface that you want to make that color. Be meticulous. Be accurate. Click those surfaces that you want to make the wood tone, or pick your favorite. It's your world. Don't forget, you can orbit to make it easier. Remember to select your material first, and then you select the surface that you want to colorize. And then again, I'm going to rotate to the bottom, select the material, select the surface, and change it. Select the material, select the surface. You may zoom in if you want. And I believe I've done it. Use the pan tool to center. You may save this now. Click Save. Double click on SketchUp box. Change the name to Base. And use the blue button to save here. You see it's saving. Now that it's saved, I go to the 3 lines, select Export, move my cursor to PNG and select. Then I move to the bottom right where I see the Export as PNG button, select, and you'll see the base PNG appear in the bottom right here, and that means that file has been saved as an image in your Downloads folder. I'm going to go to my Downloads folder, double click, and there you see it. Double click. The PNG image is the image you want to turn in. This is a very challenging project. I hope this video helps, and good luck.